The North Atlantic, May 24th, 1941. A cold, unforgiving expanse of ocean. Dawn struggled to break through a thick blanket of fog. The heavy cruiser HMS Hood, pride of the Royal Navy, cut through the choppy waters, a gray hunter in a gray world searching for its prey. On board, men went about their duties, the morning routine a familiar rhythm despite the tension. They were hunting the Bismarck, Nazi Germany's newest battleship, a behemoth that threatened to strangle the Atlantic lifeline. Captain Ralph Kerr stood on the bridge, his face etched with concern. Intelligence placed Bismarck nearby. The fog, while concealing them, also blinded them. Every gust of wind, every creak of the ship, heightened the suspense. Time seemed to stretch, each tick of the clock amplifying the eerie silence. The fate of Britain, many believed, rested on their success. They were the shield against tyranny, the last bastion of freedom. The men of Hood were prepared for battle, their training ingrained deep. They were sailors, heirs to a long and glorious tradition, but nothing could truly prepare them for the chaos that awaited. The fog, their adversary as much as the enemy, held the stage. A shroud concealing both predator and prey, waiting for the moment to reveal the terrible drama unfolding beneath it. 5:52 a.m. The lookout's cry pierced the tense silence. Enemy in sight! A collective gasp ran through the ship. The fog parted momentarily as if some unseen hand had drawn back a curtain. And there she was. Bismarck, immense and menacing, materialized from the mist. Gun turrets, massive and cold, turned towards Hood. The alarm clanged, the shrill sound echoing through the ship. Men rushed to their battle stations, adrenaline coursing through their veins. Years of training took over, instinctive and urgent. This was the moment, the reason for their existence. On the bridge, tense anticipation crackled in the air. "Open fire!" The order rang out. Hood's forward guns roared to life, the first salvo of a duel that would echo through history. The ship shuddered, the deafening sound washing over the men. Huge shells, propelled by unimaginable force, hurtled towards the German behemoth. A brief hope flickered, a clean hit, a decisive blow. Bismarck answered in kind. The sea erupted in geysers of water as the German guns roared their defiance. The air filled with the acrid smell of cordite and the deafening thunder of explosions. The two giants, locked in a deadly embrace, traded blows. Each hit sent shockwaves through the ships, the steel groaning under the onslaught. On Hood's deck, men scrambled amidst the chaos. Shells screamed past, each one a messenger of death. The cacophony was deafening, the air thick with smoke and the stench of burning. Yet amidst the inferno there was a strange beauty, a terrible symmetry to the exchange, a deadly ballet of steel and fire. Minutes stretched into an eternity. Each man fought with the ferocity of a cornered animal, knowing full well the stakes of the battle. They were fighting for their lives, for their country, for the very future itself. Each explosion, each near miss, underscored the fragility of life. Then it happened. A colossal explosion, unlike anything before. A blinding flash of orange light ripped through the fog. A hit, but not on Bismarck. Hood, struck amidships, shuddered violently. The very air seemed to crack. Men were thrown from their feet, their world dissolving into a nightmare. The graceful cruiser, once the pride of the seas, was mortally wounded. A gaping hole opened in her side, spewing fire and smoke. Ammunition stored below decks ignited, creating a scene of unimaginable horror. Men screamed, their voices lost in the roar of the inferno. Hood, engulfed in flames, began to sink. Her back broken, she rapidly disappeared beneath the waves. The icy water rushed in, claiming the lives of over 1,400 men. Only 3 survived the cataclysm, left to tell the tale of the once mighty ship. The sea, moments ago a battleground, now became a vast graveyard. The Bismarck, scarred but triumphant, ceased fire. Their victory, however, was short-lived. The pursuit continued, driven by a thirst for revenge. The sinking of Hood had awakened a sleeping giant. The Royal Navy would stop at nothing to avenge their fallen comrades. The Battle of the Denmark Strait was over in minutes, but its echoes reverberate to this day. The loss of Hood sent shockwaves through Britain, a stark reminder of the cost of war. It was a day of mourning, a day of anger, but it was also a day that steeled the resolve of a nation. The fog that had shrouded the battle eventually lifted, but the memory of that fateful morning remained. The story of HMS Hood, a tale of courage and sacrifice, serves as a reminder of the horrors of war. A reminder, too, that even in the darkest of hours, the human spirit can endure.